This is the Panasonic EY7880 28.8 volt. This one isn't going. Customer says there's no burning smell or anything like that. It's just not going. So I'm thinking brushes. So I'll try a set of brushes on it to see how it goes on. The first thing we need to do when putting brushes in this is remove the battery. So clip here, slide it off like that. Right, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 odd screws there holding together. With all 14 screws out, the next step is to remove the chuck cover. You can remove this side without removing the chuck cover, but I find it's easier if you have the chuck cover off. Remove that rubber grommet, just pull it out with a pair of pliers, like so, and the cover lifts straight off. You don't have to dismantle the chuck, you can leave it as is. The next stage is to remove the whole side, with all the screws out and the chuck cover off. You slide it off, there's a pin there, and then there's the catch that holds the battery on. So you have to make sure you don't lose them when you take off the side. But there's nothing really else to it. You slide down through. There's a little cover that goes there to protect the LED light. But I think that's it. Take that away. Let's see. It looks, at first glance, I don't know if you can see that in this video, there's a significant wear in the brushes. There's a new set of brushes. A little bit fat. And looking at this, there's only really 4 screws to remove, and then another additional 2 screws that fit the brushes to the switch. This screw, this one, and then the 2 that fit the brushes to the switch. I'll set this sideways, maybe getting a better view there. There's 2 screws here. Nice. Screws in a metal plate near the hose knitter, and 2 screws holding the brush guard onto the body as well. those screws removed, you should be able to ease this part of the body up here and slide the brushes out fairly easily. Anyway, the switch has to come out too, and then you have to take the wires off both sides. Black wire goes to the top, white wire goes to the bottom. That's significant because on the brush guard the wires are two different lengths. And you have to be mindful of what way you put them on. Like I say, the dust guard stops the dust getting inside the drill. So we'll top the switch, that to one side. We should be able to pry this up far enough now without dismantling the whole thing. Right. Get the brushes off the back of the motor. Right. That's about, you hear it falling there. That protects the wires. We'll get that on later again. Significant wear in the brushes. You can see the difference there. Those are completely finished with. A good bit of wear in the armature, as you can see. But since we don't have an armature, we'll put in the brushes and see what happens. The next thing you need to do, screw wires of the new brush guard onto the switch. And as you'll remember, black goes on top, white goes on the bottom. Make sure you have them set in the right way, because that's the way they go there. Facing them that way. So you don't have to screw them off and on the right way around. Forgot to do something significant there. I'll just show you. I should have put this ring on these wires. You can put them on without that, if I'm not interested in doing the thing right. You're supposed to put that ring on. It sits inside the case and helps protect the wires from damage. Keeps them together. So there. That goes on top, white goes on bottom. That middle ring is on there. Once you've that done, you'll see there's two wire clips that you have to spring into place there. Let's see if you can see them. And they're the spring clips that push the brush onto the armature. Once you slide it onto the armature, you have to push them into position. You can see there. I have to do the one on the underside, which hopefully we can avoid. Yeah, it's popped into place anyway. You can avoid having to take the whole thing out. You can take the whole thing out. Maybe in some ways it's easier taking the whole thing out, but on this occasion I've elected not to. Make sure everything's in position there now. One's popped out, everything's activating there. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. There, hear that click? That's my favourite sound. Right, we'll have to put in the two screws, but firstly we have to put this ring into position. It sits in there like that. Yeah, that looks more exciting looking. And then these two screws go back in, like so. Looks good, and as you should remember, this here goes back into position too. This cover goes back on. then you have the jug and the switch back into position. Take a wee bit of adjustment in the wires, slackening the screw and all that carry on, you know. So it takes a little bit of time sometimes messing about, slackening the screws and tightening them up again, getting the wires into position, making sure the wires, this slot here, you know, the black wire, as you can see, and that's that fairly well in order there. And then you have these wires to deal with too. You have to make sure they're all in their grooves, because when you close the casing they're like getting crushed, etc. Which is very easily done. That's all the way around there. And the dust cover again. Make sure that forward reverse sliders in position too. Again, your wires. Little guy for over the LED. Sure he's in position too. And now we're at the stage we're ready to put the side on. Right, we'll put the side on now. Everything else should be in order now. Let's get everything lined up. So you get the sort of a uniform, nicely closed all the way around, and then when you have that, you're ready to put on the screws. That's the screws on now. The next part is to refit the chuck cover. Slide that on. Push on the rubber grommet like that there. Like that there. Just so you can see. Now we'll put the battery back in again. Battery slides on. Make sure that clips on. And then we'll pull the trigger, see what happens. Yeah. Very good. Oh, mighty. That seems to have done the trick.